moderator.
Okay.
For those who
Hello, my name is Professor Gerding, and this is Funet One, the show where I use my office hours to play games with my psychology students. And today we play Gris. What is Gris? Gris is French for grey. And also, it is the intersection between a game and art. And we ask ourselves, is it possible to have art be a game? Well, today we answer that question. I hope you enjoy the visual adventure of Gris today. Let us begin, shall we? But before we do, let me address those that have joined us today. We have our Robin. Robin is here. Robin says that she was about to head to the gym, but instead, she was with us. Very good. Marco tells Robin, go to the gym. You can listen to this while running the treadmill. But Robin, such is the woe of life. For this is a visual game, and therefore you will not appreciate it, except for the audio experience. Yes, there is beautiful music to be heard, but more importantly, there is sights to be seen. Without further ado, let's begin the game. I said, without further ado, let's begin this game. And we are off. We awake. We are a drawing of a woman in a big dress. We are in a gigantic hound. We stare. We are singing. Listen to her beautiful voice. It is a museum. It makes me want to eat a juicy American hamburger. The stone hand in which we stand cracks. We grab our throat. Our voice is failing us. Stone hand breaks even more. Crumbling. third that we throw credits here on the screen as we throw deeper and deeper. The sky behind us is blue. The clouds are white with tints of blue. It is a future. We tremble as we continue to go. The clouds become born of the yellow typically found in the sun. Hello, Doctor. So glad you could join us for this beautiful time of the day. It fades to white. It is a blank screen, like our soul on some days after tragedy. And I have been told that this game is indeed about a tragedy. I am now in control. Can't hear me, oh no. Is it that the game is too loud? Is the game too loud? Is that the problem? Can't hear because the game's too loud? Turn it down a little bit. There we go. Here we go. Let's get this on the road then. Here we go. This is a classic platform game, moving from left to right of the screen. We're walking incredibly slow. If I stop moving, we stop walking. I'm using a Rock Candy controller, one of these clearance sale controllers I got. It was only, I don't know, like $2. Something I think I got at Office Max or Staples. Now there's little stingrays flying by. Now if I hit a button, if I try to jump, we collapse. It's probably depicting hopelessness. We look up, we put our hand to our face. Now we have some sprightly music. Now we can run. And we're running from left to right. A white background, now some black rocks appear. We're able to jump. There's hills now. And interpretive plants. Black, almost like noodles erupting from the ground, juxtaposed against the hard gray rocks that emerge from the white sand. We jump! And we have no fall damage. There's little shapes. Here's a triangle made of rock and a square made of rock. They have little feet as they walk around. Ooh, we can jump on the debris of marble buildings. It's almost as if the Leaning Tower of Pisa was fully collapsed, and we can jump onto it. The only color in the game that we see right now, besides white and shades of gray, is the tinted blue of our hair. I would say that this is almost color pencil. There's a pulsating white light, almost as if it's a star that wants to be a constellation, and it joins us, and now follows us as it zips around in very linear patterns, again, almost as if it's stars connecting. We continue our journey through the ruins of what looks like Roman architecture. And we've hit a dead end. We must now turn around. Perhaps we need to climb the Roman architecture. Yes! We're on top of these archways. Jumping, as you do in platforms. Now moving from left to right. Now right to left. We ascend and we find another pulsating star to follow us. We're now surrounded by 2 pulsating stars. Stairs everywhere. There's 3 spots
that seem to be wanting to make a constellation bridge, but we only have 2 stars with us. We need to find the third before we can cross that bridge. And we see the third, but it's above us and we can't reach it, so we must continue searching. So we move left. And here we ascend stairs, going left to right, left to right. It's a very tall tower, and now there seems to be a creature, gigantic, floating past us in the background. It's almost as if it's a manta ray made of nothing but sheets, 2 sheets thrown on top of a clothesline. But our 2 stars combine to provide us a bridge across, leading us to the top of the lower tower. Now we can get to that 3rd star, and now we're surrounded by 3 pulsating stars. The 3rd pulsating star perhaps will combine to help us bridge the gap that was once unpassable. We cross it, and now we continue from left to right. The only controls in this game are left, right, and jump. We're still in this white, rocky desert. It's the ruins of a stone hand. We go past the hand as larger than us the size no bigger than a fingernail. We look up. We begin to float into the sky. We grab our head almost in frustration, and red appears. It's watercolor. Red is being painted everywhere. So now, instead of just having a landscape of white, we have tones of red and orange with hints of yellow. Now the manta rays that dance in the background are fully red. Art is beautiful. Wonderful. We continue from left to right. Yes. And we find more stairs of ancient architecture, cracked and crumbling. But these are steep stairs, almost as if we're ascending the Great Pyramid of Giza. But it isn't a pyramid. There's a big chunk out of it we jump across. And now we've come to the top. Again, more archways and pillars adorning the floors, the walls, and what may be the ceilings. There's empty fountains and pots, large vases, big enough for us to jump on top of, or maybe even crawl inside. But the 3 stars that were surrounding us fly up into the sky. Melissa Funk says she's taking those bad boys like 8 at a time. Yeah, she's able to jump, and she occurs no fall damage because her dress is almost nothing but a mere triangle, very simply drawn, elegant and beautiful all the same. And now we ascend, going towards where our 3 stars left us. There's a gap that I don't think we could jump across here. And indeed, if I try, we just fall back to where we were. So we must find a way up, up, and up. But perhaps not. Perhaps instead of ascending, we're simply supposed to go from left to right. Melissa gives us context of her last comment, meaning the steps. She's taking 8 of those bad boys at a time. Yes, context does prevent that comment from seeming crude and perverse, Melissa. We fall down, and now we're no longer in the white marble sand, but we're in red sand with red pillars. And we slide down as if we're almost on a skateboard, but we're not. It's just that the degree of the angle is at a 45 slope, allowing us to slide, leaving adorable dust trails behind us. Now there's rocks that seem to be floating, defying gravity. Almost as if Goku is beginning to go Super Saiyan. Things are floating around. And here we have a jump. And we fall. The music changes, grows in intensity. white circle backlights us, and now we are on a large, long bridge extending darkly from left to right. We only see its silhouette. The background, a red-light desert. Jarring pillars of natural stone, and again, defying gravity. We go left and right, ascending stairwells. Barely any different shades between. And we jump to the top of yet another tower. This one, the top, flat. And here we get a beautiful intro. G-R-I-S. Gris. Or as it's pronounced in French, Le Gris. Gray is the name of the game. And we jump off the tower, plummeting once more, falling. Our dress wisping and flaring at the last moment, preventing us from incurring any fall damage. Now we run from left to right once more. In the background, we do see pyramids, gigantic pyramids, miles and miles away. There is nothing but a desert, almost as if we're in Mars. Mars with strange plant life that is cropped evenly at the top. Imagine taking trees and shortening them at the top. Casey Campbell has joined us. Casey had told me earlier that she wouldn't be here. I apologize, Casey, for this is a visual adventure. I don't know how much you'll get out of this more than me just explaining that we're in the midst of a windstorm. There's little pinwheels and windmills adorning the environment as we run from left to right. Obviously, there are signs of civilization and anti-gravity. We're jumping from floating stone to floating stone. The wind's coming! It's blowing us! We're getting blown back and back. It seems that we need to go indoors in order to be able to muster against this wind. A little character joins us. A stone cut in half. We're now in a floating building, barely carved into this gigantic stone, so we'll stay here and wait out the wind. And now that the wind is cleared, we continue onward, going from left to right, trying to find whatever purpose eludes us in the real life. Why do we go on? Why not, I dare ask? The wind comes! But just in time, we made it indoor, and we found a star, a pulsing star, that now dances around us. Greg has joined us and says, "Bifle-moi." Adieu, Greg. Adieu. We're hurrying, hopefully before the organ music joins us again, because we need to find some shelter before the next wind comes. Here it comes, and we didn't make it. It's blowing us backwards. Oh, and we fall down the floating rocks, blowing us from the right to the left, sending us back. We must hurry, jumping from floating rock to floating rock. And we've made it indoors. We will wait, as will our dancing little white star that surrounds us. Jennifer ably joins us. She says, "I played some of this. It's very pretty and fun." Taking our cue that the windstorm has ended, we find nothing. We need another star so we can make a constellation bridge. We're on a quest to come back. We're indoors now. And we found it, the second constellation star that now dances around us in a linear fashion. We wait out the wind. Casey asks, "Are we just trying to survive a windstorm?" Perhaps, Casey, we don't know. The true meaning of this game, quotation marks, question mark, eludes us. And we made it, just in time. We are elevated, jumping from floating rock to floating rock. The wind prevents us from jumping or even moving. And now our stars combine to make a constellation bridge, connecting a divide that we previously could not trespass. We are now walking on some metal, mechanical bridge, only to find us back indoors. The stone we're in now grows legs. The stone building we're in is now walking almost like some type of arachnid, moving us across this Martian desert. We're still inside of this building. The steps you hear are not of our own, but of this Martian creature. We just picked up a third star. Now we have 3 stars dancing around us in their constellation dance. The wind is still blowing us back, but we leave the arachnid-type building and continue our journey from left to right. Stairs down, break, leading us to jump another leap of faith. The wind comes, but there's no wind door to help us. We're being blown from right to left. Jelly has joined us, and she says, "Adieu, Gerding. Adieu to you, Jelly. So glad you could join us on this visual and musical art of a game. It's wonderful. It is love. It is life." Our stars leave us as we're indoors. The screen almost fades to black as this windstorm joins us. We're inside a tower now, and we float, defying gravity ourselves. Light emerges, creating a vertical beam above us. But now, we're no longer a triangle, we're a square. And we have a new move. We can hold on to the X button and turn into a square. A triangle no longer. Our dress becomes a square, pounding the earth, making us heavy. Melissa says, "I like the sandstorm music, the windstorm. And if we hold on to the button, we can march even within the sandstorm. A square defies the wind. Our dress is strong." Yes. And now we come to the foot of a gigantic statue that looks like us. Hands in our face. But we are crying, bemoaning some type of loss, a loss we cannot yet comprehend. Our statues are not in our triangle dress, but are nude. And now we leave our statues and find artistic bell structures hanging from the ceiling. We jump and pound the earth beneath us, cracking the rock, the stone at our feet. And we bust through, falling in our square dress, descending into the earth. The bell rings as well, now in a dark cavern. What does this mean? Where are we? We do not know. It appears we are trapped. We try to go right, but there's nothing but a dead end. We try to go left, and there's nothing. Melissa says this is some Tanuki stuff. But if I continue to pound the earth, we fall into complete darkness. Gray, gray, gray. Falling. And we land in what looks like pure white. Almost water. Because now, like the yin-yang, what we see is divided in half. Almost as if the scene before us is juxtaposed upon ourselves as we find our soul tormented between two halves, two dimensions, the dark half and the light. The light half, however, seems to have floating, flittering birds/butterflies, little triangles themselves, keeping us company. The dark half up top, we have only floating stars to light our way, and broken pots, chamber pots, big urns, and again we find statues almost Geiger-like, statues of ourself adorning the background, each depicting despair in some way. We jump on top of the statues, finding elevation. Where to go from here? Not sure, but maybe we're supposed to break our own statues. Let's find out as I jump and transform into a square. Indeed, we can break these statues. Shall we break the pots as well? The pots are too strong. We can't destroy them. Let's destroy a statue. We do. Let's destroy anything else. The camera zooms in, and now the butterfly triangles surround us like a swarm of bats, and now they ascend up back into the Martian red, taking us with them. We emerge from a geyser of beautiful, triangular, fluttering butterflies, or as they call it in French, the papilles, I believe. Where to go from here, not sure. We're on some iron roller coaster type architecture. We're now moving from right to left. A great wheel emerges, almost as if it's the wheel of a pirate ship. We continue from left to right. Yes, these thin steel bars, we can jump, ascending a tower of just linear lines. And we get to what looks like a windmill. Spinning, spinning. Maybe we can ride it somehow. Yes, we get onto one of the blades of the windmill. And this allows us to elevate to the next bridge as we continue from right to left. We have a gap here, but it is bridged by a spinning wheel. And we go from the white background back into a Martian cave. The red rock is now our tones, with a pure black background. I just broke a statue by jumping and turning into a square. I hear a pitter-patter. Something besides ourselves. Ah, it is a rock that has legs. It allowed us to ride it, to allow us to go higher and higher up. And here we have a constellation bridge requiring 4 stars. We currently only have 2. But now it seems by pounding on a button, we've started some type of rudimentary clock or astrological gyroscopic device. What that's done, I'm not sure. Our 2 stars seem to want to combine. But how do we bridge this gap? I don't know. We still need a 3rd star somewhere. Oh! Our stars successfully combined to provide us a bridge to the left. That must be where we belong next. Here we go. We ride our constellation bridge. It takes us to the left. Hopefully leading us to the 3rd star that will help us bridge the gap to the right. We leave the safety of the indoors and we're once again outside, ascending horizontal 45-degree and pure 90-degree towers. They squeak, screaming with the weight of us as we move along. Maybe that was a clue that we need to become heavy to totally angle this tower to the left. Indeed, that was what we were to do. The tower now leans against the stone tower, iron and stone meeting, leading us to our third star, which we now have. It dances around us. We can return to the indoors and have our third star bridge that gap. These mechanical devices creating platforms that teeter from left to right to left. And we've made it. We're now to the right where we once could not pass. We're outside. A bell twinkles. If we pound, it twinkles more. The music quickens, spurring us onward and upward. This game is as platform as they come, because the basic mechanics are simply jump, move left and right, and now we have the special pound ability. We pound the top of a domed roof, and it breaks into shards. Those shards float, defying gravity, which allow us platforms from which we can jump to and from, bridging more gaps. We find ourselves back on a roller coaster platform. We now grind as if we're a skateboarder, but with no skate, just our feet. We're back indoors. Beautiful, linear and round architecture. We pound a button with our heavy square self, and it activates the gyroscopic mechanisms in this room, like clock gears turning, providing us platforms which we must ride. We do. Our stars shoot into the air, letting us know that we are still short stars. There's a constellation bridge that begs to be created. This one requiring not 3 that we have, but 5. So we must explore left or right. Where do we go? My instinct tells me we shall explore left first. So left we go. When we emerge, more platforming welcomes us. Now we see what looks like a hot air balloon without a basket at its base. I pound to see if it will give us some inclination. Oh my goodness, did I miss that? There is a star to our right, but how? How do we get to it? Perhaps there's a button here. A bell rings as we pound. Maybe I missed it. We need to find out how to get to the star. It's immediately beneath us. But the platform is shorter than the platform we are on, so we can't just simply jump from one to the other. We have to find a way to perhaps raise this air balloon platform. I look to the chat for help, but see none. Ah, yes, I believe we found it. There is a rock weighing down the hot air balloon. We break the rock, and it releases the hot air balloon, rising the platform higher. So now we can jump from ledge to ledge, including the one that is going to lead us to our missing star. As a heavy square, we weigh the air balloon down and providing us the elevation we need to successfully make the jump to our 4th star. We now head back to the right on the hunt for our 5th star, going back in to the Martian indoors where we're greeted with the gyromechanical devices. But this time, instead of going left, we will go right. That takes us to a tunnel through which we follow. And we are back outside with more iron bridges and platforms. This one leads us directly to our 5th star, but there seems to be a gigantic floating rock preventing us from getting there. We need to find a way to destroy that rock or somehow find a way above it. This may be our ticket. As we go left, we see that there's a spider here. A spider rock. It's a gigantic rock with legs. I want to land on top of it, but I don't have the height to jump on top of our spider friend. Unless I can climb higher, which it looks like we can. We smash the spider, and the spider runs off. It's almost like it's a hermit crab instead of a spider. And the hermit crab, we scared out of its original rock shell, and it ran to the right. And now it flees from us, and it gets under the gigantic rock that was blocking our way. Its legs extend, now allowing us to run under these arachnid-like legs. Now I should say crab-like legs. And now we have our 5th star, allowing us to create our constellation bridge. Casey asks, why does my instinct say left? That's the beautiful thing about instincts. It's something that is obscure, something that you can't verbalize why, you just feel in your gut. But I think in reality, it wouldn't have mattered if I'd gone left or right first. Because we didn't need to go to one in order to lead to the other. We're back at the central location, and our 5 stars create our constellation bridge. And we're able to continuing our journey up this building, going higher and higher. We proceed left, go past a bell, jump higher and higher on the platforms until it seems that we're on top of this rocky building. It leads us to a gigantic wheel. Beautiful, beautiful wheel. We pound a button, but it doesn't seem like we're heavy enough to push the button all the way down. We need more weight on this button in order to activate what looks like a gigantic, narrow Ferris wheel. How do we get the extra weight, though? This eludes me. I'm not sure. The black beret I'm wearing and the mustache I adorn are bothering me a bit, starting to give me a headache. How do we make this go down? We're not heavy enough. Is there a way that we can get lower? There we go. We got lower on one platform. Perhaps we need to get lower on the other. I'm pounding everywhere, trying to figure out how we get from one place to the other. I'm walking as a huge square, trying to see if this will lead us to someplace else. Maybe I do exactly what I did here, but go to the left instead of the right. I don't know where I'm supposed to go from here. For the first time, we seem stuck. Lindsay Road says, happy birthday, Aaron. Nice mustache. Thank you, Lindsay Road. I appreciate your birthday wishes. For my birthday, what I really want is to figure out how I'm supposed to push that button. I'm not heavy enough. Where do I go from here? I can't go further left. Maybe there's something I'm missing to the right. Can't seem to push this button. yes, what am I doing for my birthday? You're looking at it. Also, at the Cupcake Castle, we have a custom cake that's going to be made for me. The custom cake is pistachio with a black currant ganache. Delicious. Okay. We've made some progress. We're able to climb this gigantic Ferris wheel. And now we're at the very top of the Ferris wheel, probably giving us the extra altitude we need to pound this button. So I'm going to jump to the middle. And we're almost there, but not quite. But that did help. We need to continue on. Melissa Funk says, pistachio. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's pathetic how much I'm looking forward to it. I've been trying to avoid sweets of all sorts. Anything that's gratuitous for the past few days, just so I can appreciate it. I've eaten nothing yet today, just because I'm looking forward so much to my pistachio cake with a black currant ganache. Marco says, oh, I love pistachio. Save me a piece as a reward for getting my new 5G tracker upgrade. Casey says, your birthday's today? I thought it was a few days ago. Rosario's with, hey, Rose. Rose says, hi. Hi, Rose. And we smash from a high altitude, and yes, we finally smashed that button. And it engages the wheel. The wheel now spins. And I'm not sure if it's pulling down the sky or if it's causing the tower to ascend. I assume the tower's ascending. And we have now reached new heights as the tower clangs as it connects to more platforms that we must now journey onward. Melissa says, how often do I eat sugar nowadays? Most of my diet consists of purely Huel. I've switched from Soylent to Huel, the meal replacement. Why did I switch from Soylent to Huel? Huel, specifically Huel Black, has less sugar, fewer carbs, and more protein. So it's just better all the way around. But then people naturally ask, which tastes better, Soylent or Huel? I will say I do enjoy Huel, but Soylent tastes too good. What do I mean by that? Soylent tastes so good, it's hard to stop drinking Soylent. So you'll measure out 2,000 calories of Soylent, and when I'm done with the 2,000 calories, I'll just want more. Plus, I'll probably finish the 2,000 calories sometimes as early as noon if I wake up at the normal 6 o'clock in the morning. So, with that in mind, it's too good. Huel is good, but it's way more filling than Soylent. So after just drinking a serving of Huel, which is 400 calories, I'm good. I'm good to go for the next 3 to 4 hours before I even start feeling hunger pangs. Soylent, not so much. Plus, Huel has a whole bunch of delicious flavors. Banana flavored Huel, oh my goodness, as ridiculous as that sounds, so good. Peanut butter Huel, so good. But you know what's amazing? Mixing peanut butter and banana Huel. So that's mostly what I eat. So I usually don't eat sweets, but since it was near my birthday, whatever, I treated myself and I found some vegan Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts aren't vegan because of the frosting. They have the gelatin in the frosting. But Pop-Tarts without frosting, why, they are vegan. So I got some of those, and man, those didn't make me feel good. So I ate Pop-Tarts. Also, I looked up vegan sweet treats, and it's actually Marco's fault. Marco got me addicted to Sour Patch Kids. For Phi Theta Kappa National Honor Society, we had a fundraiser where we were making these root beer floats for St. Patrick's Day, and they were going to be like St. Patty's Day themed root beer floats, and we got these rainbow Sour Patch Kids, and I found out they were vegan, so I tried one, and ever since then, occasionally, I'd say there's been 3 times, maybe 4 times since, where I've ordered huge containers of Sour Patch Kids. Now, that was right before the quarantine in 2020. So, I've had Sour Patch Kids. Besides that, not too much sweets. Not too much. By the way, we're running from right to left on an archway bridge, and the bridge exploded behind us a bit. Oh my. Darnell says this game reminds me of Limbo. Yeah, love Limbo. In fact, Limbo's a game I should play because Limbo can be played in a single playthrough, and it's like a movie. I agree. It's totally like Limbo. Although Limbo only has 3 tones to it as well. This one, Gris, has many palettes that tantalize the eyes. Marco says, what? Me? You got yourself addicted. They are so good, though, those Sour Patch Kids. One of my addictions, too. Thank you, Marco, for validating my addiction. But yeah, it was you, because you're the one who bought those things. You were the one who had the idea. You know what? We should just, as a topper, get like some rainbow Sour Patch Kids. And you bought them. You left them in my office. And I was lonely. But the only thing to keep me company were those rainbow Sour Patch Kids. And now here I am on a every 3-month quarterly addiction to Sour Patch Kids. God, it's so good. I've eaten so, and the problem is that I don't want to buy just one box, which is what I should do. I buy them in bulk from Amazon because I'm not going out to like Walgreens or whatever and buying them. So I'm buying these ding-dang things in bulk. Next thing you know, I'm eating the entire bulk in 1 or 2 days. It's disgusting to the point where my tongue totally peels. It's bad for my tongue. All right, I can't make this jump. There we go. Aye! Right now, what we're doing is we have trees that we're jumping from. And now it's a timing mechanism where we need to make sure that we jump atop these beautiful square trees when they're ready. There we go. Very good. Marco says, sorry I'm so creative with fundraising. This is my Marco impersonation. Gerding, what? Anyway, you don't say what that much. That's Gerding. It's basically spot on. In fact, people watching this are like, is that Professor Gerding or is that Marco playing this game? Oh, man. Crystal says, thanks a lot, Marco. It should be illegal to buy candy in bulk. Yeah, it should be. It should be. Now, in the background of Gris, there is a lot more life. There's greenery. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh no! Excuse me. Good thing no one's around me. That was disgusting. Oh, I think I got snot in my mustache. Oh, gross. What am I supposed to do? Stop playing to go get a tissue? Oh, man, if only someone that lived with me was watching this right now could go get me a tissue. So I could clean up my disgusting mustache. That would be such a sweet treat. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Melissa says, bless you. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you so much. Rose says, whoa, that was Marco? Yeah, that was my Marco impersonation. Spot on, right? Spot on, you're welcome. There you go. I love the chirping background. Not so lonely in this game. Oh, these adorable little creatures. So artistic. It's gorgeous. This game is just beautiful. Oh, we see a cracked bridge. Shall we try to break it? Boom. Broke that bridge. Now it's... Oh, gross. It's wet. Mustache finished. Oh. Clean myself up a little bit. Melissa says, I thought Crystal was more into Swedish fish. She's definitely more into Swedish fish than me. I enjoy the Swedish fish, except they're too sticky. Like, they really get into your teeth too much. So, like, one Swedish fish is almost like glue. We're being followed by a little square creature that's adorable. It actually looks like something I would draw. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back too much, but I like really simple drawings. I like to draw shapes and then just put eyes on them that are wide set. And that's exactly what's following us, is just this little cube guy who has some leaves growing off the top of his head with two eyes. He's down below. We're kind of leaving him in our dust. Feel kind of bad. Excuse me. I feel kind of bad. So let me ask you. The question I posed... Oh, man. I screwed up that last jump, apparently. We started this episode with the title, Can Art Be a Game? Is this a game? Yeah, it's definitely a game. By definition, a game is making decisions. It's a platformer. I think games are a piece of art in themselves. But let's think about this. If we were to reduce this game to nothing but very basic graphics, I don't know where I'm supposed to go from there. Maybe I'm supposed to pound on the tree. But if this was very basic graphics, would it still be a good game? If it had no music, would it be a good game? And I think the answer would be definitely wouldn't be as enjoyable, and it'd probably just be more of a blatant waste of time. Because the story here is very visual. Crystal says, I'm not into any candy really, but when someone buys a freaking gallon of it... Okay, we just pounded a tree, and it dropped a little square apple that our little character just ate. And now I don't know what we're supposed to do from here. But he's with us after eating that apple. Maybe we're supposed to go back to the right after feeding our friend the apple. Let's find out. But answer my question. What do you think? What do you think of art and games meeting and intersecting? Oh, there's another apple. Oh, there's more apples. I'm supposed to keep pounding all of these apple trees. Got it. So right now we're just having our little companion eat apples. Speaking of candy addiction, now our little companion is addicted to these apples that we're sending down. That's our third and I think final apple. Okay, something's gonna happen now. Crystal says, I mustache you, what happened to your face? You're so clever, Crystal. You're playing words. Hilarious. Rose, the question is, can art be a game? Can art truly be a game? I provided my answer. That's probably why I'm not getting too many answers. And I think the obvious answer is yes. So let me ask a different one then. What is the best example of a game being art? Our companion's our friend. Our companion is dancing around us and letting us pet his adorable head. And now he's running away from us. And he just revealed in a tree trunk a pit down. So now we can continue on going down this pit. Woo! And now we're underground. It's almost like the best Berenstain Bear freaking book of all time, which is the one where they go in the tree. I don't remember the name of it. I think it's Berenstain Bears in the Scary Tree or something, but that's it. Crystal says Dixit. Dixit is an amazing example of art in game media. I love that. And our little companion imitates us with our pounding. That's adorable. But you know what? It's 1:55. And when it is 2 o'clock, it is time to move on.
like a snowflake melting in your hand. Time too passes, and we should say adieu. And hopefully you'll join me tomorrow, Thursday, for Fun at 1. Remember, we don't do Fridays at Fun at 1. It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Why don't we do Fridays at 1? Why? Why, Professor Gerding? The answer is because Fridays are already fun enough without us needing that extra little spice at 1 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining. I love your participation. Thank you so much for participating, leaving comments. I hope you have an amazing rest of the day. And here's something else that I'll point out. I changed the theme song for Fun at 1 because I didn't think it was catchy enough, iconic. With our Tuesday Night Games podcast and our playcast, we have a very iconic sound music that when you hear it, like, oh, that's the music from the playcast. So I went ahead and found some music that was Creative Commons, totally legit, to apply to Fun at 1. So let me know what you think of the new music as I say adieu. Adieu, everyone. Have an amazing day, and hopefully I'll see you here tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Bye, y'all. Oh, Katie O'Neill says, this was great. No, Katie, you're great. Toodles. Au revoir.
Give up on my way.